when I was young, I ginsenged a lot.
I bet you was good at that.
I was pretty good. Now, I found one bunch that weighed 13 3/4 ounces. It was 4 prongs growed on one quirl. I mean, that about drove everybody crazy around me, buddy. I feel like a 20-year-old man, you know. I feel so
Yeah, and y'all keep up doing what y'all doing, and the Lord will bless you in it.
Folks, we have had so many people want to see some more of JD Napier, the man who built this anvil. It was one of our biggest videos, really had a great response to it, a great response to JD. So we're back at JD's house to talk to him again today and tell him about the response we got to the video. Let's go sit down on the porch and talk to JD a while. Now JD, we was telling you when we first got here about the incredible response we had to the video and all the nice things people have said about you. If you want to say anything back at them, here's your chance.
Oh, I thank God for each and every one of them. I absolutely do. And I wish they all could come by and visit me sometime. Yeah.
And I'm sure the ones that can will. You've done already been getting some, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Quite a few already.
People stopping by.
And he's got lots of orders, right?
Yeah,
On hose and...
On hose mostly.
Mostly hose.
But now if I had 100 of those hooks, I could probably sell them within probably a week and a half or maybe less, you know. Yeah, because everybody stops wants to know if I've got something there, you know. I said, I'm out of everything, you know. Said, well, we've seen a hook on the video or something there, you know, so yeah, we went to Green Hill School out there, about just the other side of the Dollar General store out there, the Family Dollar store, But now then it was like 4 rooms there, you know, and then later they bought an old building or two and moved them in and fixed them up. And what I remember very well, they had a carpenter, and he was married to one of the school teachers, but he had one arm off. And I mean, it was off good, you know. And now he is about one of the best carpenters you ever laid your eyes on. Yeah.
Wow.
One arm,
Now you was telling us about the, my wife asked you before we turned the cameras on about the bathrooms at the school.
Oh yeah. They were 2-seaters for the boys and the ladies, you know, for the men and the ladies, you know. Outhouses, right? Outhouses. Oh, 2 separate outhouses. Yeah. Ladies and then a man's, you know. Yeah.
What was you telling us about Mark Twain?
Oh yeah, he said if the world were to come to an end, said I'd like to be somewhere in Kentucky. Said at least you would have 30 more days to get ready or whatever, you know. Said time the word got to Kentucky, said yeah, that was when they was trying to unionize. What the main man, John L. Lewis. They was off. I think he might have been in that crew. Awfulest bunch there ever was. And my dad he worked for a guy that had an old timber truck. And they've been busy of taking timbers to the mine about a load a week, you know. And old man got up there at that bridge at Benham there, and they stopped him right in the middle of the road, and they said, listen, we're going to baptize you in the name of John L. Lewis. And hey, you look out there 200 or 300 men, what can you do? I mean, if you say anything smart, they're going to jerk you out anyway, you know.
And he didn't even have any idea what was going on.
He didn't know, we had no way of knowing. There was one telephone in this whole community then. And it was about a mile out the road, you know, But it was the only one in the whole community, you know. And I think mostly it was just reserved for forest fires and things of that nature, you know. Something like that, but he couldn't say nothing. But now the superintendent there happened to know him and recognize him and seen him. He said, boys, said, let this man go. Said he didn't know nothing about what was going on here, nothing about the strike. Said he didn't have no way of knowing nothing about this. And says he won't be back no more till it gets over with, you know. And they asked him, they said, Mr. Napier, if we let you go, will you be back in here? He said, no, sir, I will not come back. No to this. Yeah. Oh, So that got him out of being baptized, you know, in the creek there. Yeah.
I like that story.
He was a night watchman for Straight Creek Mine in there several years, and that the big strike that was when 77. I believe it's 77. You know, there at Leonard Road and them places there, they had that big one, you know.
Yeah.
And what the country music singer come in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was night watching up there on the Straight Creek mining job, and the main boss come up and told him, said, "Now, Mr. Napier, if that bunch comes here and wants in this gate, said you lock them out and don't let them in." Old man just reaching the key and said, "You lock them out." Said, I'll go on home." Said, "You lock them out." Said, "You think I can stand here and tell 200 or 300 men to get out of here?" Said, "Hey, you tell them to get out of here." Old man was pretty sharp on things of that nature.
So you was telling me you lost your wife about a year ago?
About a year and 2 weeks ago or so. Yeah.
How long were y'all married?
We were married about 41 years, I think. Yeah.
So you got how many kids?
Tim's actually my stepson, but I've raised him since he's been about 5. I don't even like to use the word step, you know. I just don't.
So you got him and 2 girls?
2 girls, yeah.
So
yeah.
3. What kind of stuff you like to eat? You like catfish from Don's?
I love catfish from Don's on Friday. I'm almost there every Friday at 11:30.
Honey, I do too.
You know who sends me out there and likes that fish? My daddy.
How about that?
He
Yeah.
loves that catfish from Don's.
Now, folks,
Yes.
they're talking about, if you're not from around Harlan, Don Super Saver across from Walmart in Harlan, they have a deli, and on Friday they have some good catfish. If you're in Harlan on Friday, stop and try it out.
Well, now I get them at Don's every now and then, the rotisserie chickens, and I eat about half of it and give the other half to the cats, you know. Time I eat half of it, I'm pretty well burnt out
How
on
many
it.
little
Yeah.
cats you got?
I got 2. That and then that one's got a bunch of little ones somewhere. I've been watching her, trying to see where she's going, you know, and now she will try to bite you, so be careful there, yeah. Or she does Tim anyway. I got an old male cat that's a black one, that I've had forever. So I've raised it since he was a little kitten, you know. I've had it forever and ever.
They keep you.
But now it stays gone most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They keep those males
yeah,
on.
tomcat, you know.
So you said the doctor gave you a good report the other day.
A real good report,
That is
yeah.
wonderful.
Well, that's
So now what was that? I was trying to tell him. What was it you've been battling with?
Non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Non-Hodgkin
And how long you been doing
lymphoma.
treatments?
We've been getting treatments for about 3 years. Yeah.
So how long you got to keep doing it?
I don't know. He's not giving me no quit time on it, you know.
Well,
One of my buddies had the infusion, and he said he had to go for a year and a half. But I believe I've done really went that long, probably,
yeah,
you know.
you've been doing it for 3
But
years.
I'll keep on doing it, you know.
But
long
you
as
did
it-
get a good report, so praise the Lord for that.
Yeah.
Thank God, gave a good report.
Yes.
There's gonna be a lot of folks watches your video.
Because I don't think
Gonna
no
be
one
happy.
knew that. And
Yeah, the
No.
worst thing about it down there, you see a lot of people, it's really bad shape,
yes.
and they don't have nobody to drive them, nobody at home. And man, I don't know how they get home, you know, because I'd be lucky to make it to Pineville after one of them treatments,
Well,
you
JD,
know.
you're always in good spirits, and you're always just
Yeah.
so.
And
I don't know.
concerned about
Yes, I mean you just amaze me.
Well, one woman told me said it's the spirit within you that
Well, I
that
remember.
keeps you young.
I know when we were sitting here talking, you told me that you never hardly felt bad, and I'm
Never,
like,
ever,
wow.
ever. No,
That's
no.
amazing.
No, used
That
to
is-
hurt in here, something awful, you
Oh.
know. You'd just run around, you'd see me run around holding myself like that a lot of times,
Yeah.
you know.
When you do your infusions, does it you have side effects to that, or?
You just come home real tired for about 3 days, you know.
But other than that, you're doing really
Other
good.
than that, yeah.
Wow.
I can eat anything I want, and it just don't.
Doctor gave you a good report.
I was just
Yeah.
happy to say he never has he says he always feels good. He always has, health-wise, he feels real good. That's really great to hear.
I feel like a 20-year-old man, you know. I feel so
Wow.
good. It's just unreal how good I feel, you know. But I feel great, but just don't have no strength. That's the thing. That's the killer right there.
The strength
No
thing
strength.
that
If I
needs-
walk here to that truck or I'm zapped, and my oxygen level and all that's really good.
Sitting down, you just feel really good, but just to get up and about, you just think,
get
oh,
up
that
and
is
about, I knock out real quick. Yeah.
Well, you want to try it when you get some steel.
Yeah, it's
you're not
gonna
feeling good.
fart
Before you forage up.
I'll definitely give you a call.
But now, don't rush nothing. But when you're feeling good and feeling like it and get it going, we'll do a video of it.
Oh, that would really help. That would really help. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of orders.
Yeah.
Got a lot of orders. He's got back orders too.
You know what? I've never been able to get a hold of my hose handle supplier.
Really?
I've not been. I've called him all different hours.
Well, folks, right there, if anybody watches this video, knows where he can hook up with some good quality hoe handles for his hose, help us out.
Yeah,
Give us a comment and we will tell JD about it. And we want to give y'all some content. We've had letters wanting to do business with him, talk to him,
Yes.
had messages wanting to, emails. So we've got contact information now. JD's gave us this card. So y'all will be able to get contact information, get in contact with him yourself now. But yeah, if you know anywhere he can get those hoe handles to make those hoes with, somebody help us out down there.
Oh, that lady and her husband was here yesterday. They had their grandson with them. He went crazy over the Rubik's Cube. Said he's the reason why we hear more than anything. Said he wanted one of those things, you know.
Well,
And
so they came from Ohio?
yeah.
Wow.
Hey folks, while we're sitting here talking, one of JD's friends come by, Tony, and he is an accomplished musician. Says he plays about everything. If it can be played, you can play it, can't you, Tony?
Yes, I can.
And he's a
love
great
to hear
guy.
that.
Great guy, one of JD's good friends, and a great guy. And he was over at the neighbor's house doing some work, it looks like. All the time we sitting here, they had him working over there, didn't they, Tony?
A little bit.
Well, it's great meeting you, Tony. And
Yeah, and y'all keep up doing what y'all doing, and the Lord will bless you in it.
Yes,
oh, he has,
absolutely.
he has. Meeting people like JD and you, we're blessed.
I taught
That's
myself
our
the
blessing.
music. I play by ear.
Oh, yeah. Well, now, I used to love them things, and I got one of them little pecans hung in something in there, and it give me the hiccups, I think, 8 straight days. And gnats, I mean, that about drove everybody crazy around me, buddy. About drove. I went to Dr. Smith Harrod, gave him $10, I believe it was, a visit then. He'd raised it a little bit, but anyway, he prescribed me something at Creek's drugstore, and I went down and got that, and I didn't have a bit of confidence in it. I put paper bags over my head and everything, what everybody said to do, you know. But I took one little drink of that, and the hiccups left. I don't know. Now, it wasn't bad to drink, too. It's kind of sweet.
Now you grew up over there. You was born up at Pine Mountain Settlement School,
Right, and raised up
at the
right
hospital up there, and raised
And,
up right there in that house next door.
Yeah, there's 7 of us, 7 children there, so, and there's only a 2-bedroom, so you can imagine it.
So I guess that's 3.5 children in each room, wouldn't it?
And we've had water to freeze right behind the stove, you know, no
Oh, my
cold stove.
goodness.
Yeah.
JD, you said I didn't. I don't remember the first video we made of you telling us how long that took. You said that it took probably 15, 16 years counting the time to make the anvil.
Counting the time together, the steel and everything, get everything together.
And then it
At first, I had a supply of 2-inch steel, 2.5, and I didn't want to go that route because that's twice or 3 times more welding, you know. So I just waited, and a little bit later on, some 6-inch stuff come through. So I said, that's what I want. So it was at Hignite Hill at down Middlesboro country. Yeah. Back there on a strip job, 2 or 3 old dozers had broke down. And this guy, they give them to him or sold them to him for about nothing to scrap out, you know.
Yeah.
So I got talking to one of my buddies. He lived up in the holler then. He said, buddy, my son's getting ready to cut some D9s up. And said, I think they still got them big counterweights right on the back of them things. I said, don't tell them not to cut them so I can check with him, you know, on that. Yeah, so we went, I think I went down there and saw them. I said, hey, I'll take them every one, you know. And see, he had 5 of them, I think, yeah, 5 or 6. And I said, buddy, I'll take every one of them. I said, he said, I've got a ton truck, I can haul a couple, 3 at a time, But he said, that's about all I can haul. But now he brought them things and had them all loaded on one side. And man, I'm telling you, that truck looked like that. It looked like every tire on that one side was going to blow out for it. Oh man. If he'd even them up, it would have handled it good, but now all on that one side. Now, thing about that, I think about another day, it was giving a big snowstorm. So we was racing against everything, the snowstorm time and, everything. I had the money, had to save back forever there,
And then it took you how many years to get it done once you started on it?
Well, once we started, about 5 years. About 5 years.
Yep. Now, how did you, I don't think I asked you in the first video, how did you get the idea? What made you wake up one morning and say, I want to build the world's
Buddy,
biggest
I tell you
anvil?
what, I went everywhere looking for big anvils. And when I would get there, they wouldn't even show them to me. Wouldn't even let me look at them. I'd drive a half a day in them backwoods somewhere, Wouldn't even let me look at them, And I guess they had thieves amongst them there, and afraid I'd come back and steal it or rearrange for it to be stealed, but stolen, But anyway, I went down to Lancaster, Kentucky, and the guy had one that weighed. Let's see, he didn't have one when I got there. All he had said, I got the picture. So he gave me the picture, and I said, I can get that back to you sometime, But a 1,000-pound one and an 800-pound one. Now, if I could have bought either one of them, I would have been content.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't even made the big one, But now when I went home, I got to thinking about it, and I said, I'm running myself to death and spending enough money till I could make a big one, So we let in on that, and let in, got the stuff together and let in on it, And what we done is I had a little thing here that we had a roof bolt on and had a crook on it, and I could put bungee cords on that onto my big grinders, and I could go to sleep a grinding. People come about fight me for them grinders. They didn't know what to think about how easy they were. And they said, man, I tell you, you're the king of the grinders, whatever it is, Yeah. But now, anyway, I'd hook that bungee cord up. When you wanted to let it down, you just let it down a notch or two on the chain and go right on down, And you could actually mill the steel off like a milling machine.
Wow. So you've got strategies, a way of doing things that's just so intelligent. Like
he's got a way of thinking a problem out.
No one can think of how to do. I mean, it's just amazing.
I tell you, when you get people fighting for a big 9-inch Makito grinder, hey, you come up with something now, I'm going to tell you, yeah.
It's a beautiful job, beautiful work on
Yes.
it. It just, it looks perfect.
Well, now on that, we particularly done it to suit myself.
That's
I
for
said
you.
I
That's for
do.
your pleasure.
I
That's
said I
just
do want
how-
a big feet on that thing, a big footprint, and I
Yes.
said I want it heavy to where it, it'll. I said that's been a problem with me over the anvils over the years, and be too light on the bottom, and try to dance and walk, So I said this thing I want to do just like a dream anvil kind of.
Well, that one ain't going nowhere.
It's not going nowhere.
You ever ginseng these mountains?
Do what?
You ever go ginsenging when you was young?
When I was young, I ginsenged a
I
lot.
bet you was good at that.
I was pretty good.
I
Now,
went with
I
my
tell
daddy
you.
quite a bit.
Yeah. Now I found one bunch that weighed 13 3/4 ounces. It was 4 prongs growed on one quirl.
I've seen them
And
like
I
that.
mean, it was a monster too.
Yeah.
And that was weighed on the scales. That wasn't just somebody saying,
I
yeah.
know cousin. He probably still goes in the mountains.
Yeah. Well, now I broke 2 big roots off of it. It would have been a pound if I'd had them. But see, that's what it was is all tangled up so bad,
Yeah.
that I broke them roots off trying to get it out,
Those water roots. That
Yeah.
You got to get all that
Yeah.
on.
But now it had 5 big roots, and I think I broke off 2, which it
Aw.
made 7,
Yeah.
But I believe it would have weighed a pound,
You got to kind of take your hand and when you get to it and work that out
Yeah,
real easy
yeah,
because
yeah.
every little bit of that
Yeah.
counts.
But now one time Me and my buddy, we went to a place called Same Branch down in Walden's Creek. And we got down there and we went way back in there somewhere. And I'm telling you, buddy, we was in there deep, and it was starting to get dark on us. It was getting late, you know. And buddy, I looked, and so help me, there was big balls of red berries about that big,
that's
in
always
perfectly alignment.
Wow.
Just like corn, like you planted corn, you know.
Wow.
And a tornado had come through, or a small tornado, and it broke the tops of them walnut trees out. There's little small walnuts, not big at all, but it broke the tops of them things out. So I imagine every bird in the country roosted in them tops, you know.
Yeah.
But now, anyway, that thing, I hollered at my buddy. I said, buddy, come on down. He said, what have you found? He thought I found a big rattlesnake or something, or, you know. I said, buddy, I found the awfulest patch of ginseng you ever seen in your life. He said, well, dig her, buddy. We better get out of here, you know. I said, Charlie, what I'm looking at, one man can't dig.
Wow.
I said, it'll take both of us hard as we can
bet.
go to dig at.
You
So
can go,
he
did
come down, he come down and got the digging, and I got the notice, and he didn't put it in a sack or nothing. He just laid it down on something white or something. He had a shirt or something there. And I said, Charlie, what are you doing? He said, buddy, I'm helping you dig your seine. I said, Charlie, now listen, I want to tell you something. What you dig is yours, and what I dig is mine. I said, the thing about it is, buddy, all these years I've sung with you, I said, you won't even let me buy you a pop or no gas or nothing. I said, you've been so good to me, buddy. I said, you bought my beanie weenies, my vineys, cracker, everything. And I said, man, what you dig is yours.
Wow.
No, I won't have it that way. I said, we're going to have it that way. I said, we're going to have it that way this time. So he beat me 1 pound.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you all had enough that it just.
Yeah, I dug, what was it? I believe it was 12 pounds and 13 ounces. And he dug 13 pounds.
And was that dry?
Huh?
Was that while it was dry, or was it wet?
No,
when
it
you
was
planted?
wet. It's still wet
Wow,
then. That
so
was, yeah.
Still a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. But now I told him, I said, Charlie, before we dig any of this, let's go home and get a camera. I said, because
Yeah.
we never will see nothing like this
No,
again as long as
no.
we live. I said, no matter where we at.
No.
And he said, buddy, said we
Not
beat
now.
a D4 trail in here. Said we beat a bulldozer trail in here. Said we go home, come back there, it won't be nothing
No.
else. Said somebody get it every bit.
Yep.
So he
Yeah.
taught me right into digging. Thing about him, he did take pictures of everything he dug.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was unreal. He and his cousin went over, they had always heard about Missouri having a lot of thing, and they loaded up early one morning, I think maybe at midnight or something, headed over there, and they got at McDonald's just when it opened, and about 5 o'clock in the morning, and they said it's daylight there kind of. And they said they looked over at McDonald's fence and saw the awfulest 4 prongs you ever seen in your life. And he said, Darrell, said, you see what I see? And Darrell said, I sure do. Gobble that food down so we can get in there, buddy. And he said they drove around the back of the McDonald's somewhere down a little country road and asked the feller, that feller owned every bit of that in there. They said, buddy, we'd like to go in your ginseng. He said, there ain't nothing in here, but you go right ahead, you know. They went in there and they purely grubbed it. I'm going to tell you, yeah. I think they dug like 30 pounds a piece or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's because it's never been
And I
touched.
mean, yeah, never been touched. He said they dug so long, said they got so tired on their knees, you know, digging, that it just about killed them, buddy. So they had to get up and kind of take breaks occasionally, you know.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they get gold too.
But now he had pictures of everything he talked about, you know.
Yeah,
He had the pictures. When I tell you I had 80 rattlesnakes at one time, I ain't got no pictures of that, you know. So
Oh
yeah.
my goodness. You wouldn't see me sitting here.
I caught a great old big one down in the White Oak and brought it here, and I had a wooden porch then. I had it under my porch. People kind of
JD.
step on that porch and that thing, I get to buzzing, they get to
Oh, my
looking and jumping around.
goodness. No
way.
scare 'em, yeah, it'd
You
scare
would
'em,
have caught me
yeah.
on this part. There wouldn't be no way.
Yeah. He'd scare 'em, that big big rattler, buddy. He had a big string of rattlers on it too, a big black one. It would go a buzz and you could hear it up to my sister's
So
from here.
you was a rattlesnake man too,
Oh,
huh?
I caught a bunch of them. I caught them.
Telling
One guy from Pike County wanted every rattlesnake we could get, and we met him at a place down at Pineville, and he had a little snake pit beside the road, and he had rattlesnakes and stuff in there and copperheads too, you know. Now mostly rattlesnakes, and he asked us how many we have, and my buddy said, well, we've got 80. He said, buddy, said 80 rattlesnakes? He said, them things can't be rare. Said, they can't be rare. Said, you come in here with 80, said, and they rare? Said, they can't be. Said, how many copperheads you got? I think we have about 50. He said, I'll take every one of them copperheads, but them old rattlesnakes I don't want. Said, they can't be rare. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he can't be rare.
What's the biggest old rattlesnake you saw in this mountains?
The biggest one I ever saw was way down on Beach Fork, about 16 miles down. Now I ginsenged in there pretty hard. I'd heard about the lost patch of sang had been there, and a lot of people have been in there looking for it. Nobody never could find it, and I thought I could find that patch of sang, you know. So I went in there, and I just found a little bit, you know, and I headed out there, and when I did, I got on a small cliff there. And when I got on that small cliff, I looked and seen the awfulest black rattler you ever laid your eyes on, buddy. And I said, man, I'm a-catching that. I said, that's the biggest I ever seen in my life. I'm a-catching that, and it's going home with me, you know. And buddy, I got down there trying to hunt me a stick to cut where I could put a fork on it, you know, and hold it down to where I could get it, you know. And when I did that, I looked and seen that thing about that much of its tail hanging out under a big root hole. And I said, well, I'm going to lose it, you know. But now the best I can remember, its rattlers was 1 inch wide. So that tells you about how big the rattler was. But now it didn't have many on it, 4 or 5. It didn't have many at all. It broke them off or shattered them, you know. Now up at Tots, I run into a big den up there once too. A big old den back in there. And what it was, I was ginsenging one of my first cousins, and we got back in there, and he said, Darrell, said, I've run into some of the prettiest black snakes you ever seen in your life. And I said, he said, they in a den here. I said, Clark, you better look again. I said, black snakes don't den, buddy. I said, they don't do that, you know. He got to look and he said, Lord have mercy on black rattlers, you know. Yeah. Yeah, they're everywhere, you know.
Black snakes.
Yeah, black snakes. I got my office back a bunch of black snakes you ever seen in your life. I said, Clark, I want to tell you something, buddy. Black snakes don't den. They don't do that. I said, rattlers do that, you know.
You notice them black snakes making a lot of noise.
Yeah. But now the thing about it is there wasn't a copperhead one there. I think they had ate the copperheads maybe to live, you know. Yeah. But now there wasn't a copperhead one in that. That was the only true den I ever seen was solid rattlesnakes, you know.
Now, how do they den? Like you're saying they den, what do they, under rocks?
They usually get under a big if
cliff?
you find a cliff that's got moss on it, don't waste no time. There ain't nothing there. But now they want a slick cliff where the sun hits the first thing of the morning and stays there all
That's what I've
day.
always heard, is like cliff rock.
Yeah, it stays there all day till the time it.
But if it's got moss on it, that means shade, right?
It means shade,
Yeah,
and it
so-
means they ain't gonna. They tell me they get belly rot around a place like that.
Belly rot.
Belly rot, that moss kind of, you know.
So they got to have heat.
They gotta have heat,
on that
yeah.
rock.
Gotta have heat from the rock, you know.
Well, I know where to avoid.
Well, that's beautiful, JD. We didn't know you could play.
The circle be unbroken.
Didn't know you could play. Hey folks, from JD Napier's in Harlan County, Harlan County's very own blacksmith. We want to thank you guys for coming with us again to visit JD. What do we say at the end of these videos, Mrs. Coyote?
Bye.
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 God bless you guys.